Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
It's the off season. I'm allowed one day to sleep in. Shut up.
Everybody complaining already.
Breeze, actually, nobody did. I just got ahead of it. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. No, that sounds so much more rested. That's my secret. I'm not. A lot to get into on today's episode as we talk about, is it time to go all in? Was what we saw this season enough for you to say, F them picks? Yeah. You do still need a lot, though, and you need a lot of answers real fast, so it may not work out in that manner. We'll break that down, talk about some pieces that the Bears could go after this offseason as far as all in, and then take a look at the current roster. A lot of free agents on the Chicago Bears, a lot of players with big money on the Chicago Bears, and we know how the coaching process goes when you change a coach. There's always that moment where you look around and you go, I didn't know y'all was going to be here. I think Mike Ditka has the famous line of, we are going to win a Super Bowl. Most of you won't be there.
You won't be here for that. Hey, I love it. Keep it real.
Ladies and gentlemen, the date is 1/20/2026, 7:50 in the morning. And there's going to come a day where y'all won't see me because I'm going to be asleep.
Listen. Man's got 30 shows he's a part.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I am not happy that the season is over for the fact that, like, I would have loved to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would.
But there is a part of me that's like, hey, I can kind of relax now. And we don't have the first pick in the draft. So, like, I can get to 25 when I get to 25. I'm kidding. I'm not relaxing no time soon.
Oh, boy.
I'm not relaxing no time soon. Y'all know how football go.
Yeah, that is true.
Hey, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. JC actually the one who woke me up today.
Oh, that's
how
right.
you feeling,
the tide
man?
turned.
Yeah. And look at you wearing that gold and white shirt.
Gold and white. What? I don't have a gold and white shirt.
You don't see gold and white there?
No, what are you talking about? Are you seeing something that I don't see?
You don't get the joke. Nobody gets the joke. Okay, no worry about
it went over my head. You got to tell me.
It was
what
remember the dress? There was the blue and black dress, and everybody was like, "I see gold and white."
No, I definitely.
There was legitimately like people. I guess we see stuff different as people. Like the colors was hitting different because of how the dress was. That's so.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I would have been on board. I just never
F this guy.
No,
let's talk a little bit of football here.
I'm doing great.
Please, Baki Red said, please, JC wouldn't have been up if it wasn't for the birds. You know what?
Hey, first of all, let's not talk about the birds. It's wintertime, okay?
They've gone south. The birds seem to be gone for a little while. Go south for the winter.
All right, let's calm down on the bird talk, all right?
I do have it on good authority that there are a flock of geese waiting for you outside your door every day.
Well, I'm staying my butt inside.
Nothing like a Canadian goose, man. Nothing like a Canadian goose. Is it time for the Chicago Bears to go all in? Let's start off with this one here. I think this is an interesting topic because it's really based on what you saw in the offseason, right? It's really based, or I'm sorry, in the regular season, in the playoffs. Did you see enough from this team for you to feel like, because here's the reality of this. You have to feel like your realistic Super Bowl window is open for you to be talking about all in. And did you get that feeling from the offense, the defense, the special teams as you went into the season? I think there were a lot of us that saw a real pathway for the Chicago Bears to make the Super Bowl this year. Now, whether it was to win the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, it depends on who you play in the Super Bowl. Was it going to be Patriots? Is it going to be Bears? Bears didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Almost had a chance to run back the Super Bowl from 40 years ago in the year where Virginia Hallis passes away. That would have been kind of hard, actually.
That would have been nice.
But did you see enough from this team for you to say, and we know what side of the ball we're talking about, right? Offensively, did you see enough to say we need to go all in and make big moves on the defense to improve this team? What'd you see this season, Jordan?
I mean, yes. If you're talking about, do we take that next step and go all in, where we're saying maybe we don't have to value the draft as much as we did in the past? I mean, you're not going to be in the top 10 conversation, thankfully, because now you're a really good team. You had a really great season. So you're talking top 25, or rather 25, I believe, is where the Bears sit right now, possibly for the draft. So do you go all in and say, you know, as kid likes to say, F them picks and go after the big fish? Yes, because what you saw this season was a team that exceeded expectations and is ahead of schedule. And we said it, you know, you're a few plays away, a few maybe mishaps away from being still playing and being in that conference championship game and possibly heading to the Super Bowl. And so when you have that potential to already be ahead of schedule, then you kind of speed up that growth. You speed up the picture, or the window, I should say, because you still have a quarterback that is on a rookie contract who is obviously going to be here for the length of his career in football, we hope. And you have all these other players, as you mentioned, on offense that you already have that's going to be solidified. You have your Luther Burdens. You have your Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland. You have your Olamide Zaccheaus, who might still be here as a backup. You have your Roma Dunze. DJ Moore may or may not be a part of this team. We don't know. And so that's the thing, is your offense is already pretty much set. There's no need for any of that, including your offensive line. There may be a question of whether or not you may need to have somebody come in here for the left tackle position, given the fact that unfortunately Ozzie went down on that in the previous game versus Green Bay.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you're pretty much good. So I do agree that the defense needs to be the focal point of this offseason. And that's where you say, do I go all in for the guys that we've talked about throughout the year as the big fish, your Max Crosbys, your Garretts, your Hendricksons, and whoever else is out there on free agency. So that's where I'm at. Is I do agree we need to speed up this window.
Well, I think here's the thing. Once the window is open, you usually have about 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to find a way to recreate that window. Now, the Chicago Bears have something offensively, and me and Kia talked about this yesterday. I think the Bears have something offensively that championship dynasties have. And it's really about, or teams, I don't want to say dynasties, because there are the dynasties that have it, but teams that are always playoff threats and Super Bowl potential teams usually have this. And it's that great quarterback, great tight end combination. I think you're at the doorstep of that. And so it to me, I look at that and say, you're going to have years of production from Caleb Williams and Colston Loveland. I feel really, really good about that combination moving forward. Here's where I agree that you need to be prepared to go all in, unless you feel like there's something more coming in the draft. And that, I mean, listen, take your chances or not. We've seen kind of how you go unproven player versus the proven guy, and that doesn't always work. So you're taking chances either way here. But look at how the Rams have done this. That is your blueprint. I would say maybe even look at how the Chiefs are doing it, possibly after this season, because the Chiefs are going to have a decent draft pick for a team that already has Pat Mahomes. And I mean, Travis Kelce probably gone in there, so maybe they end up going tight end. We'll see what ends up happening there, trying to recreate that dynamic. But
that would be smart. Yeah,
the Chiefs have their answer already. They just need to put good pieces around it. I feel like that's where you are with the Bears, but I look at how the Rams did this with the Matthew Stafford trade. And again, this is for a quarterback, right? They traded Jared Goff. They traded a 2021 third-round pick and a future first-round pick in 2022 and in 2023. You went all in. You went after it. You gave it your best shot. You win a championship. A championship is not guaranteed. What you're trying to do is give yourself the best opportunity to get to a championship, but it's what they did after that. There's probably going to be a down year, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to have those in the NFL to reset, and maybe your quarterback is able to overcome. Remember, the Rams down year kind of came from injuries, and you had the retirement of Aaron Donald in that season as well. So it was kind of a, that's the end of this. Let's all just move on. But how they were able to revamp it was, you went all in that moment, but you were able to hit in the draft very similar to what we did in this game. You hold on to those second round picks and you find players that could be future pieces for this team. You find your Ozzie Trapillos, you find your Luther Burdens in the second round, right? I mean, we don't know what Zay Frazier is yet as your third round pick. You find your Kyle Manung guys in the seventh round. That's how you continue to win moving forward. Because I know there's a lot of people that are going to say, I don't know if you should go all in for any of these pieces, and you still have certain holes on this team. Number one for me, I think the biggest hole is fixed when you add in a player like a Max, a Miles, a Trey. Now, Miles would cost an arm and a leg and possibly more. Trey can walk over here, but Trey's got the injury concern. So I'm focused in on Max Crosby this offseason.
To the max, baby. Yep.
Find a way to get Max Crosby in the building. It's probably going to cost you a couple of first-round picks. It's probably going to cost you a player just because you need to move the money. So the player doesn't really matter in this equation. And in that, you still need to hit in the draft this year. There still needs to be we found a opposite edge of Max Crosby possibly in the draft so that we could save a little bit of money. Because I'll be honest with you, to go get Max, I'm moving on from Montez Sweat if they want him. I'm moving on from Jalen Johnson if they want him. I'm moving on from DJ Moore if they want him. Now, not all three together, but you're trying to clear space to bring in an elite pass rusher. And I think if you find that guy that consistently creates pressure on the quarterback, now all of a sudden we're not talking about, oh man, Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Zay Frazier when he comes back, Nashawn Wright if the Bears re-sign him, Terrell Smith whenever he gets his opportunity to come back. We forgot about him being a part of this DB unit. Oh man, it's crazy how those guys went from not being able to cover it all to Pro Bowl caliber DBs. Pressure up front creates great DBs on the back end.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to create pressure up front.
Well, Pat, I do like the names that you mentioned off of this team that could be potential trade partners. You mentioned Montez, the Jalen's. There's another name that I do want to put out there based off of an article that I read that could make sense along with those picks that you probably will have to give up because I'm pretty sure other teams will be vying for Max Crosby services. We know that there's kind of a sour taste in his mouth from how they handled him at the end of the season, knowing that the Raiders weren't really going anywhere. They shut him down, and he's like, well, I'm a football player. I still want to play football, which is one of the reasons why I love Max Crosby is because literally he is his name. He does everything Max effort. He's not a loafing type of player where he's like, all right, cool, well, we losing. I don't want to play. That's the type of player that you actually want on your team. And so here's the trade scenario that I found. You got Max obviously coming to the Bears. That's it. Then the Raiders receive the next 2 years first-round picks. I wanted to just give up 2026's first-round picks, but like I said, I think you're going to have competition from the other teams. And also
remember, your pick is lower this year. You had 25. You're not offering a top 10 pick.
Yeah, it's almost like a second rounder. You're almost giving up like a second rounder for the next couple of years maybe. And so with that in mind, you're adding on defensive tackle Javon Dexter. The reason why I'm okay with that is because I believe that only gives you a $2 million cap hit if you were to let him go. And then another team could possibly see the potential in him that hasn't been realized here. Dexter, we've given him a number of chances. I don't think it's the coaching staff. I don't think it's anything that the Bears aren't doing to put him in a position to succeed. He has just not met his potential. We've had the years where we thought, okay, this is it. If he just gets consistent, he can add on to that and be just this dominant guy. He can be the next, Quinnen Williams or Jalen Carter type. Well, I'm sorry, he's nowhere near those guys.
Yeah,
and so maybe Los Angeles looks at that as a good consolation prize along with those picks. And you get your superior pass rusher in Max Crosby.
I mean, It depends on what works for both sides, right? Like, I would love to move on from something as simple as Javon. Here's the realistic scenario you're in, though. Your defense ain't cheap. Your defense eats up a good amount of this cap. You're going to have to give up a big name because you have to pay Max Crosby. He ain't coming here to work for free. Those Phillies that he be smoking expensive.
He loves his business.
He ain't smoking Reggie. He ain't on that Reggie Miller.
He come here, he gonna be smoking on
That's Malik Za. You know what I mean? That's that Za.
He gonna be smoking something. No, yeah, you're right.
You have to find a way to make it work financially for you as well. And here's the reality of the situation. Nobody's trading for Dio Odangbo.
Dang, that was the name. That was the name. I'm looking at the salary cap now. I want him
No one
gone.
is trading for Dio Odangbo.
Hey, you know what? If anybody can fleece somebody, Ryan Poles can get out of here and be
bro.
hey, I got Dio.
Bro, listen.
Here you go.
If he finds a way to convince somebody to take Dio, you crown him. And that crown's never coming off, bro.
No, King Pose,
he is officially King Pose forever. He finds somebody to take Dio. A couple of super chats in the building, man. Appreciate y'all for supporting the channel monetarily like that. Dennis, the Chicago kid, said, I think we'll be conservatively aggressive, not trading for Max, but paying big money for Trey, Franklin Myers, and keeping our picks. Shed DJ in Maine. I'll be honest with you, I don't think Tremaine's going anywhere. I don't think Tremaine is going anywhere. I told y'all this season how Maine was playing. He was going to end up getting paid. And outside of him getting banged up, Maine had a pretty good season.
He did. I'm not mad at Maine.
I know for the sins of the past, we don't like him, but for this defense, he was pretty good in this defense. Paulie G in the building said, we need interior pass rush and another edge. Yeah, and remember, there is an expectation that Shamar Turner is going to return to this team and probably, I mean, honestly, like probably take Javon's spot at some point or take over for where Grady Jarrett. I don't know what the plan is with that. But you've got guys that there is, you can't afford to wait, but you've got guys that it's worth it to develop. And we've seen what development has done for this team. Again, we didn't really say Jordan McFadden's name. Now, that last play was a jailbreak, but we really didn't say Jordan McFadden's name in that game. That's impressive.
He came out of nowhere.
He took his first NFL snaps in a playoff game.
That was pretty good
in that moment. And did he go to playoffs with was he Chargers? That might not be his first snaps in a playoff game. I don't want to cap on that. I got to look that up. But he was ready to go, and you had developed him, and he was fine, and you were able to survive with the O-line that you had. DeMarco Jackson this season, bringing back CJ this season. Like we've seen Nashawn Wright this season. How many names have we seen where it's been the development game has worked in your favor? So I think that is one where there's going to be pieces that you are willing to wait on. And those are probably the interior guys. Exterior, I think, is a piece that you're going to go after right now because there are so many names available. And the Trey Hendrickson part of it, like, if I were to go after anybody, again, I would trade JC for Myles Garrett, and JC would just, I love you, dog, but you're going to be doing that show from Cleveland.
I mean, I'll be rooting for you.
You'll be doing the show from Cleveland.
Yep.
I would give whatever it took for Myles Garrett. You know what I mean? Financially, how do you make that work? People have to die. Like that's kind of where
they need to leave. They need
that is the only way that you can make it work financially at this point. But we've seen Ryan Poles circumvent the cap in some interesting ways. Max Crosby's kind of that same situation, but I think that because the Raiders have so many holes, you could make moves like that. I think there's not a better time for you to get good at that position real fast, and you need it in the most desperate way.
It's funny you say we're having this conversation and you're talking about, would you say that we're discussing the top three edge rushers in the game when you're talking about obviously Myles and Max, but also Trey? Would you say that's 1, 2, 3?
It's hard to not put TJ Watt in there.
All right, yeah, but above who though? Above Trey? Because Trey has the numbers.
Probably above
But he
Trey.
has the same skill set as the
Probably,
other.
I would throw TJ Watt had a little bit of a down year, but Trey didn't play. I would throw TJ Watt in there above Trey. But yeah, I mean, you talk about top 5 guys.
I just find it very, very interesting that every single guy we're talking about literally has their own tier. Like, you know, Myles Garrett is in a world of his own, but then you also can say, well, Max under that is in like a tier of his own where you clearly see the advantages that he has over a Trey Hendrickson, despite the production. Trey, I believe, has the most sacks over a 2-year course. I think it was like 17.
Yeah, no,
years,
it's insane. Yeah, it's insane.
And so it's insane, but you wouldn't take him over those guys because of the impact that both of those guys have. And so we're talking about the value of them in a trade and what you need to give up to get those guys. And going back to that super chat, I would not. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at Trey Hendrickson. To me, he symbolizes what we've done time and time again. To me, he symbolizes the Montez Sweat trade. I'm not saying he's not a little better. I'm not saying that he's not
a lot better.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you're only going for good enough instead of the good, better, best. I feel like the good, better, best is Trey, Max, Miles. At least let's get to the better level where we know this window is wide open. We know we're playing ahead of schedule and they potentially could have got to the Super Bowl. Get the best guy in here. And if you can't get the best guy in here, get the guy that's right under him. I don't want a third place guy. I don't want the consolation prizes anymore. So if you're saying it's going to be hard to move a Dio or Dangbo, I'm looking at the contracts. Grady Jarrett is right under him with the most with the highest money.
Be able to move Grady Jarrett either. He here.
Old man Jarrett did impress a little bit. Somebody's got Ryan Poe's got to fleece somebody. All right. We got to get some of these guys out of here.
Here's the reality of it. More than likely, a defensive line next year is going to include Javon. It's going because Javon still, you don't have to pay him yet. This is his 4th year, right? Is this Javon's 4th year?
No, Javon's been. Let me just fact check that, but that sounds right. Yeah.
You're going to have Grady Jarrett on this line. You're going to have Dio Adangbo on this line. Now, you're probably going to try and draft somebody to take his job, but he's going to be here, and you need to go out and find that guy that's going to be opposite of that. Unfortunately, that probably means you're moving on from a guy like Montez Sweat. Yeah. I would love to have Max with Montez Sweat because I think Montez Sweat is a perfect number 2, and I think he's an elite number 2 when there's somebody to take the pressure off of him. That player just hasn't existed at any point this season. And again, when we have this conversation, if you feel like the championship window is open, and I do think that offense, right? That offense has to get consistent. And you have to figure out, why we're seeing the slow starts, why we're not seeing the team be able to go down the field consistently and look like the offense that we've seen when they're able to put up bunches of points. And I think some of that gets fixed by being in the second year of the system, having a better relationship with a guy like Colston Loveland, who, remember, he wasn't really able to do anything in the offseason because of the injury he had coming out of college. So, like, having all of these relationships furthered, I think you're talking about a Super Bowl caliber offense. If that's the case, you want to take advantage of that, like you said, now, because Caleb Williams on that rookie deal allows you to go out there and pay for some of these guys while still having some flexibility moving forward. And I think the big thing for me is if most of your money's invested in the defensive line, I feel great about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If we're sitting here talking about having Max Crosby, having you hold on, find a way to hold on to Montez Sweat. Maybe you move on from Jalen Johnson, or maybe you move on from you don't re-sign Jaquan Brisker, or you do move on from Tremaine Edmonds, or whatever it is, right? However you find a way to make it work, or you move on from DJ Moore money, or you move on one of the guys on the offensive side as well. Like, those are options. Your window usually lasts about 3 years. The great teams find a way to bounce back from those moments and extend that window. And usually the great teams have the answer at quarterback. And I think you have the answer at quarterback. So you're going to have to navigate this no matter what. Why not navigate it while going after a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
So I would love to see what the Bears are going to do. Of course, this will be the talk of the offseason.
It'll be fun.
We know there's going to be rumors all around Max Crosby all offseason. Myles Garrett, probably not as much, although new coach coming in, it'll be interesting to see what he does there. Trey Hendrickson will be in the rumors all offseason because of the Bengals basically can do this again.
Yeah.
Like they can franchise tag him. I don't know who put it out there that they can't. He didn't have a no franchise tag in his contract. So they can franchise tag him again if they want. Now it's going to cost them a lot.
Yeah.
But if they just want to be like, hey, F this guy.
Yeah, I don't know why they would with the injury.
Yeah, I mean, like, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening.
But you know what? No, I totally agree with you. To kind of close out this topic is it's going to be a fun off season for the right reasons. We've always gone into the off season, usually as Bears fans, looking forward to the top of the draft and what exciting player can we kind of like break down as a prospect, and your what is it? Not the Kavanaugh guy. Your Ashton Genties, your Mason Graham.
Yeah.
The top of the. We're not in that position now, and we should be happy that we're actually not in that position. Now you're talking about getting proven players from other teams that will impact the game. We're not talking about potential and prospects.
Yeah.
We're talking about actually trading that value away for somebody who could really turn this thing around on one side of the ball that you need help on. And so that's the exciting part of going into this offseason, is knowing that you have a team that is good and could be potentially great right away if you do the right things.
Well, listen, you could be. It'll cost you trading. Like, is it worth it? Is there a player in here that you feel is worth it? Where if I'm going to trade these 2 picks for Max Crosby, why don't I trade these 2 picks to move up in the draft? Like, that's a conversation that you can have this offseason as well. Now, there has to be a player that's worth it. And here's the problem about college, especially now.
Yep.
The questions on some of these, college football is so different than NFL football now.
Yeah.
College sports is basically just the minor leagues. I can't even say minor leagues because it's not even like the same premises with most of these. College sports is a different league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's literally like going from the CFL to the NFL. So now you have to go that. Now you have to go that extra mile to like, okay, well, how does he fit into this scheme? How does he fit into this system? Does it? And that's what they get paid to do. Like, listen, I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, that's the biggest problem in the world to have. Like, that's what you get paid to do. That is what Ryan Pohl's job is: figure out how these guys fit in to the system. But
we know
I know how Max Crosby fits in.
You're dang right.
I know how Trey Hendrickson fits in. So that there is that question, though. You got to ask yourself: is there somebody that you feel can reach those heights in this draft where you move up into that capacity?
If he does not, you can't quit. That's all.
But hey, man, listen, hit that like button, subscribe to the page if you have not done so. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We are over 200 in that shit.
Okay, all right.
200.
Shout out to y'all fans, man.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Make sure you got that thumbs up hit. Make sure you got that notification bell hit, because YouTube be weird sometimes, and it just be like, do you want to see the breeze? Maybe you want to see the breeze? Check out the breeze. Nah, we're not going to let you see the breeze. So we drop every day, so make sure to stay tapped in with us on that as well. Coming up, we got to look at this Bears roster and talk about who stays, who goes. Who do we want on the team next year?
Should I stay or should I go?
Who do we, that's actually a good one to have on here, but, copyright infringement. Who do we think is probably not going to be here next year? We'll talk about all that and more coming up next. But first, we got to listen into a word from our sponsors over at Aura.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. New website, new merch, all out. We've been telling you guys to pull up on us. Now you can at twcbreeze.com, where you can find out all of the latest stuff going on. What all can they find there, Super Producer?
Listen, you can join the nation, sign up to our mailing list, and be up to date for events and news. You can also visit the shop page and order merch, because we have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got hats, we got all kind of stuff. So, hey, we appreciate you being tuned in with us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all our socials. Check us out at twcbreeze.com.
He's way too excited.
I am.
Welcome back. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always,
Yep.
hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. I know what to do. Just had the conversation on should the Bears be going all in this offseason. I think both me and Jordan JC feel like this is an all-in time.
Yes.
Unfortunately, with all in, that means we have to have that conversation that, remember I said at the start, Jordan,
Yep.
your favorite Chicago Bear won't be your favorite Chicago Bear moving forward. And that's just the realistic scenario of it. You see guys who are big parts of this defense. I mean, a Jaquan Brisker goes, I don't know what the future holds for me. I want them if they want me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great mindset to have. But do the Chicago Bears want them? And so let's play the game that everybody around America has been waiting to play.
Oh.
Stay or go?
Stay or go.
No,
Okay.
nobody remember that? See or no from the Dan Le Batard show? Y'all wasn't tapped in to ESPN back in the day, man.
I did watch it a few times.
Y'all wasn't tapped in.
Not like
With
that.
Poppy?
Yeah,
Dan Le
I
Batard
remember
and
Poppy.
Poppy?
I remember
Come on,
Poppy.
dog.
Yeah. But I didn't
I
watch
wasn't
it
tapped
consistently
in.
enough.
See or no? Made me laugh every day.
I love it.
Let's start with the free agents that the Bears have on this team. A lot of guys on this list, and the question is, do you want him back? Let's start off safety Kevin Byard. Is he back on this team, Jordan JC?
I know he wants to be back. He sees the potential of this team. I believe that he's done enough, especially this year, being the league leader in interceptions and really impacting the game in a lot of different ways, being a very sure tackler as well. Even at his age, would I want him back? Absolutely, yes. I don't see Kevin Byard as the issue or that we need to upgrade from him as of this point. I wouldn't mind Kevin Byard being back.
I think you need him as leadership on this team as well. Byard has been phenomenal leadership. You can see what he means to the team in the locker room. I think he sets the tone a little bit in that defensive room as well as somebody who, after the Packers were done talking, he was the one in the locker room that was like, we heard you. We seen what you said. Yeah, we got you. Yeah, how you like them apples? Huh? Even though he had a terrible game. Joy Tryon Shoyinka, you all right, we just move on from that.
Whoa.
Ryan Bates. Okay, we'll just move on there. Not bringing back Bates. Not bringing back Beatty.
No, I'm good on Bates.
I think this is an interesting one. Andrew Billings. Big Bill got a little too big for me.
Yeah. too many steaks. Too many.
He was going hard on the steaks. By the way, those steaks last night were phenomenal.
Don't you?
Yeah.
You showed me that picture. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, it was delicious. I cut a little bit up, threw it in some ramen.
You did a little bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a reason I was sleeping hard.
Yeah, I see. Jesus. This is a universal noise for when you snore.
Yeah. Hey, Maya got a video of me. I sound just like that at times. I'm like, I need that CPAP.
I think we all need CPAP. Don't you know? I'm there with you. Who did you just mention? You mentioned
Andrew Billings.
Big man Billings. Yeah, you know what? I can do without big man Billings going forward. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we've seen enough of the Billings guy. And it's not to say that he isn't still serviceable, but I think that's the part the position that you can upgrade. The interior needs to improve.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to other names, but that needs to improve quickly because I feel like the pressure from the inside of that line, it's not consistent, and you like him for all the right reasons. I know he is, he stuffs the gap when you're talking about the run, defense and everything of that nature. I need more pass defenders as well that are better. So I guess I say goodbye, Billings.
Hey, yeah, he was a run stuffer that wasn't very good in the run this year. You know what I mean? That's bottom line, unfortunately. You hope to see more improvement from that position, and I'd probably move on from Andrew Billings at this point. Chris Williams, he's gone.
Who?
That's tough. Durham Smythe.
No, I ain't gonna say who. I feel like you can get a better third option at tight end. Your tight end room is actually very
pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's just blocking and like every now and then catch a football.
Like I do like Durham Smythe. He didn't hurt you really at any point in the season.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe that's a toss up. What is he getting paid? 1 year, $2.5 million.
Yeah.
$2.5 million might be nice going somewhere else.
Yeah, listen, if you gonna go all in, you're gonna have to clear money.
Yeah, Smythe might be good bye. All right.
I love like Willie Lampkin just standing here. First off, shout out Willie Lampkin. How did Willie do this year? I got to check in on him. He said bye Smythe.
Yeah.
Case Keenum.
No. You always need good leadership in the locker room, and we just talked about that with Byard.
Yep.
Keenum is obviously not going to really see the field. You got him as the third option in quarterback. So I think he's there for all the right reasons to continue to help and mentor Caleb Williams and Tyson to a certain degree. But he's definitely a leader that you want to keep on the team.
Travis Homer, 4-phase special teamer, but very banged up this year. And been very banged up the last couple of years.
And that'll be a deep drive by Castellanos.
Oh, no. You got a little Brenneman coming in. No.
Yeah, he's out of here. He's out of here. Shout out to Travis Homer. I like what you did on special teams at times, but we got our running backs.
I think you've got some guys that can fill that role too. Yeah. I liked what Roshan did on special teams this year. Josh Blackwell is always a threat on special teams. I think you've got some guys that can fit that role. I would agree with you, Travis Homer, probably not back. Here's one who came on very strong early on, kind of faded, but then caught some big passes for this team at the end of the season. Olamide Zaccheaus.
Mr. Zaccheaus. This is where I'm on the fence because I feel like you brought him in here to be the third guy. You kind of like your slot receiver before Luther Burden got going and needed to kind of understand the playbook better. But once Luther kind of got into the system and the scheme, I feel like he dropped off, and then of course his hands dropped off with him. He caught a real big pass in the playoffs for the touchdown versus Green Bay. But I mean,
caught some real big passes on the way to the playoffs too. He had a solid finish to the season.
He did recover. I'd say his recovery was good, but again, let's look at his contract: $1.5 million for a year. I'm gonna say that you want to add that to whatever your big fish you're gonna get. So, Olamide, I say bye because your wide receiver room is deep, and I don't feel that that's gonna hurt you if he leaves.
39 receptions, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns. For Olamide Zaccheaus, 8 yards per reception. I thought it felt like he did a lot more than that this year, but hey, the numbers don't lie. Jaquan Brisker.
Oh boy. Jaquan, obviously, I want him here. I don't think that you replace Jaquan. You cannot replace a Gary Bertier.
You can replace a Jaquan Brisker.
Stop it. Don't you stop. I mean,
I'm just saying from a talent standpoint, you can replace a Jaquan Brisker at B5.
But I mean,
He's not Gary Bertier, who's playing what's old boy from God of War?
Wait, what?
Kratos. He's playing Kratos on the Amazon God of War series.
Are you serious?
I saw it pop up, and I was like, "Is that Gary Bertier?" Like,
wow. Okay. I thought was the old Kratos, from Living Single.
He's the voice of him. No, he's playing him actually in a live action. Gary Bertier's Jack now. Yeah.
He's actually real life playing.
Yeah. He continued playing football past the Remember the Titans, and now has become the God of War. Yes,
he's become a Titan. Okay, yes. All right, gotcha. Wow, all right, shout out to him.
Technically not a Titan, but never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, we get deep with that. All right, Jaquan for me. I want to see Jaquan here, but if we're having a conversation of the bear that you love that could possibly not be here, I feel like he is target one because yes, he could be replaced. You could upgrade him, in the draft or possibly in free agency. The only issue with him is him being available for an entire season. He puts his life on the line, or I should say his body on the line. I don't say life on the line, but body on the line for this team where, he's been concussed too many times.
How Jaquan be hitting, it might be his life.
It might be life. Yeah, he might need a lifeline. Yeah.
Reckless abandonment.
So for me, I would love to see Jaquan stay here. I understand that, if you do want to move on to get a bigger fish, then his contract, which is actually not as much as I thought, $1.8 million a year. He's a 4-year.
Yeah, he's still on a rookie deal. He gonna get about 12 though. He gonna get about 12 to 15.
Is he worth that now though? He's impacted in the playoffs. He was impactful.
Here's what I would say. He did what we asked him to do in spades. Remember before the season, I said, what would you have to see from Jaquan Brisker to re-sign him? And play above 85% of the games. He didn't miss a snap.
Healthy. Yeah, stay healthy.
He didn't miss a snap. So that's the kind of player you want on your team. The question is, do you feel like this was the pop-up year, or is this the consistent year? And if you do re-sign him, you have to find a way to shed money in that DB room. Is that going to be Jalen Johnson? Is that going to be Kyler Gordon? You can't have this much money in your DBs. You got too much invested in DBs on this football team already. And so I want KB back. I'd be interested because I think there is a name that you could re-sign possibly maybe at a little bit less of a price because of the age in there. And he was on this team, although I do believe he's probably gone as well. CJ Gardner-Johnson also can play some safety. Now,
I want CJ.
He's not as good in coverage as Jaquan was, but Jaquan also wasn't elite in coverage this year either. What do you feel about a CJ GJ on this team?
1 year, $1.1 million. He's not going to break the bank, but he clearly impacted as soon as he got here. And when you have a guy who, I told you before, I love guys who have something to prove, where they've been shipped around for one reason or another and kind of been undervalued and overlooked. Coming from the Super Bowl year with Philly and then being shipped, I believe, to the Giants.
No, he went to Texans.
What are the Houston? I'm sorry. Yes. And then coming here and immediately showing his value, showing his impact, and kind of quieting the doubters about, him as far as being a cancer in the locker room and having chemistry issues with players and people not liking him. Well, when he's on your team, you like him a lot because, here he did a lot of good stuff for us. We know in the past he rubbed a few Bears players the wrong way, but all can be forgiven. My thing is, I want CJ GJ here. I do think that he is either a good starter or a great backup.
You don't get both. Would you rather have him here over Jaquan?
Oh, Jesus. Why you ask me that? That's
because you're not, realistically speaking, you're not getting both.
Give me
if they sign both CJ and Jaquan Brisker, you better be landing Max Crosby.
Give me CJ. Give me CJ. I'm just
really
competitively. I'm gonna pick a lane. Give me CJ. That's where you see your favorite Bear leave. That's the one that leaves. I think. I love Jaquan. Don't want
Yeah.
Jaquan to go.
Listen,
But give me CJ.
It's going to be interesting when you have that conversation there. We got Jalen Reeves, Maven, yeah, he can go. Nick McLeod definitely can go. Scott Daly filled a role. I mean, he was Daly wasn't even out there this year, wasn't he? Didn't he have Daly was out there. Who's the long snapper we had?
He was hurt, I believe, right?
That ended up getting hurt. Was it Daly that was hurt? I don't know. I don't keep up with long snapper details.
Could have been, yeah.
Yeah, he's a long snapper. Find a good long snapper. Devin Duvernay.
Is it weird to me that Devin has always come off as somebody that's not as fast as you think he is when he's returning? Everybody says he's a speedy returner, but then when I watch him, it's like he's quicksand.
I don't think he's a speedy returner. I think he's if he sees the hole, he can hit the hole kind of guy.
Yeah, to me, there was that one game where he flipped the field when we needed it. That one game we came back from.
Listen, he did it in the Green Bay game too.
The Green Bay game, right? We flipped the field. Other than that, I haven't really seen him do anything that anybody else can do. Like you can put who's also been back there, the one that blocked the field goal.
This is what I keep saying. Remember where we were last year with old laughing emoji over there.
Simone Velas.
He catches the football. He runs the football the right direction.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Speaking of Velas, I heard he tweeted something because
he tweeted the laughing emoji when the Bears got eliminated. He was like, "Hey, he catches the football, he runs the football the right way."
Yeah, you are the laughing emoji.
I'm okay with that. You know why? Because I got a quarterback that can get down the field and put me in a good position. You know what I mean? Like I don't need the Devin Hester because I don't have Rex Grossman.
Well, I mean, if you do find it,
I would love a Devin Hester, but I don't need a Devin Hester.
I'll take a speedy guy in the 6th round of a draft. I can do without Devin, honestly. If we keep him cool, if we don't, cool.
What is Baki said, take JC Steak away. Quan is younger and should stay over CJ GJ.
Yeah, but Quan is also more hurt. So that kind of ages him quicker.
I mean, CJ was hurt this year too. And CJ played half a season. Actually, CJ was hurt and Quan wasn't this year.
No, I think CJ did more in the span of time that he was here than Jaquan did as far as stats. Look, call me wrong. I think
you picked the lane. I ain't mad at it.
Jaquan might be the guy.
Nashawn Wright.
Man, that's the head scratcher because
that ain't even a head scratcher.
No, because
don't Trayvon Diggs this. Do not Trayvon Diggs this.
That's the conversation though.
Do not Trayvon Diggs this. You do not pay a player.
Better, though. But can he get better than Trayvon?
Of course he can. But how much impact did he have for you? How much impact did he have for you the last 4 weeks?
He didn't. He did not. He did not.
Yeah, you don't pay players like that. Now, he should get paid. Get your chicken.
So he's Eddie Jackson.
No, I think he's Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs got $19 million. He should get paid. He should get life-changing money this year.
No, what I mean is if he's not doing the main thing that he's known for, he does nothing else good for you. Like he's a jack of one trade.
I wouldn't say he does nothing good for you because I think there are moments, and we just don't give him credit for it, where he's solid in coverage. I think there's too many moments where he does get cooked, right? Okay. And that's something he needs to improve from. I just don't personally want you to go down the same path that the Cowboys did because I think we saw what that ends up being this season. You know, that there are just weeks where that guy doesn't have an impact that is high enough. So like,
all right,
you let a team that wants to go out there and give him the $19 million, give it to him. Like I think he should get $19 million a year.
Just not here.
Just not here.
Okay.
Get your chicken. Because again, I got a high paid DB already in Jalen Johnson. I've got a high paid DB already in Kyler Gordon. Somebody's getting paid. It's probably going to be Quan, more than likely. But somebody's getting paid. And so you're going to have a lot of money in your DB room. That's not where you want your money to be. You want your money to be on your defensive line and your DB room to be cheap.
Yeah.
What else we got? Daniel Hardy, special teamer. I'd bring him back.
Daniel Hardy.
DeMarco Jackson, interesting one. Filled in really well. I think you have to kind of bring him back. Called the defense as well. I thought he called a really good game in that game versus the Rams. I think you have to bring DeMarco Jackson back and try and he's going to get a decent pay raise this year. I don't think it's going to be bank breaking, but he's going to get some nice money this year. So I think that's another spot where you invest in. Braxton Jones, undrafted free agent. Do you let him walk?
Yes.
I was about to say, are we thinking about this? Dominique Robinson is an interesting one.
News. I thought about it for a minute just because maybe you do want a little bit of depth there with Ozzie News, but we can get somebody better. I feel like we've already known that his ceiling has been
well, I get that makes sense. Yeah, keep in depth. I mean, if he want to stay for 500,000, I got you.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Dominique Robinson, you're keeping him around.
Yes.
We saw some interesting Dom Rob on the interior. I ain't gonna lie to you, that one caught me off guard.
Yes.
Dom Rob on the interior was looking pretty decent.
Yes, he pushed some people around. I would like to see potential. Yeah, I would like to see potential there. I
wouldn't be mad at some cheap depth. Elijah Hicks, yeah, he can go.
No.
Theo Benedette.
Eagle Man.
The
Eagle value went down the drain. I mean, if you're talking about, I thought he was going to replace Ozzie when he got out, and then they randomly put Jordan McFadden in. So I don't know if his value is as high as I thought it would be. I'm fine with the Theo Benedict leaving. I'm fine with the Eagle Man flying away.
I think you saw good enough. Here's the thing. I'm not moving on from Braxton and him, and I would rather have him. I think you saw good enough from Theo to say, you're a depth piece left tackle right now, improve this season, make some moves this season, and we throw you back out there at left tackle. I think you were just going into a game where, because you don't want Joe Tooney playing left tackle all year next year. You want him back at guard. You want him at his all-pro position. So I would hold on to Theo Benedict.
I mean, that's a good conversation to be had. I guess you wouldn't want all your guys leaving. If you had a choice between Braxton and Theo, yeah, I'm going Eagle Man. But I guess we'll see.
You don't want to. I love the just go find a guy in the draft on that, because that's kind of hard to do. You know what I mean? Like, left tackle is a hard position to find. If it was easy, everybody would have a left tackle.
Yeah.
Ty Summers can go. Ricky Stromberg, backup center.
I thought that he was better than what he was.
I got Luke Newman, and Luke Newman wants to play center. He said it. He said it early last year. He was like, I feel most comfortable at center. I want to play center. I'd hold on to Luke Newman. Ricky Stromberg can go. And then Kadir Ishmael. He can go as well.
Okay.
Those are your free agents on the team. All right. Finish this off real quick here, JC, as that was our stay or go. To finish it off real quick, who's somebody who you feel like is a big money piece on this team that won't be here? Because realistically, if you're talking about going to get Max Crosby, you're moving on from a big money piece. You got Jalen Johnson. You've got Montez Sweat. You've got DJ Moore. I guess in theory, you got Dio, you got Grady, right? Like you've got some big money guys here that you're going to have to figure out what to do if you're going to go all in on this team. Who's the guy you're moving on from?
I'm gonna stick with my guns. I've said it before. I don't like the inconsistency from DJ Moore. I understand that he has come up big in moments in the Green Bay game. He had 2 really good catches for you in the playoffs and in the season. But there have been too many times where he's loafed, or, Caleb has had to cover his sins with saying that, it was miscommunication. It was miscommunication. You shouldn't be miscommunicating with your supposed number one receiver every single time, and especially late in the year. You should be on the same page. I'm sorry, but DJ Moore, to me, he's great. I'm not saying we need to let him go because he isn't talented, but that money, the $27.5 million, can be given to Max Crosby.
Yeah.
And so either in trade or whatever the case may be, DJ's my guy that has to leave.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see. I I was saying, I'm waiting to see if there was an injury designation on DJ. Nobody said anything. Usually we know pretty quick after the season if guys had an injury, if guys were banged up in those moments, yada, yada, yada. If it is just a miscommunication, that's a problem. That's been a problem. And it's something we've said far too often. And I don't know if it's because of how Caleb's calling it. I don't know if it's because of how DJ. I know Caleb's going to take the bullet for it.
Yeah.
Right? Because the interception's on him. He's going to say miscommunication. I wanted him to flatten out. He ended up going high. But this is also year one of those two in this system. Not a bad year for those two together. I'm going to be real with you. I would hold on to DJ Moore, come through clutch for us multiple times, been that guy in big moments.
Okay.
I'm not going to hold on, or I'm not going to say that one play defined him, even though we have said miscommunications way too often this season. I think you find a replacement for Jalen Johnson.
Whoa.
I think you find a replacement for Jalen Johnson.
Wow.
Wasn't healthy this year. I don't hold much of this season against them. I know there's some people that do. But I've seen DBs go. I've seen, a guy like Kyle Fuller go from us going, we were one pick away from Aaron Donald, to a pretty good player. That's an all pro or a Pro Bowl level player right there. He's having an elite season. And the big change was Khalil Mack showed up. To me, and I was glad when Jalen got paid. I was happy they paid him. He got the takeaways. He came in. I think he's one of the best PBU DBs in football, and I think that he will get back to that. But you make good DBs great with pass rush. You make okay DBs good with pass rush. Jalen Johnson does not help your defensive line. And if I'm going to move on from anything, I'm going to move on from the piece that doesn't help the rest of the team. Now, he's great in coverage. You love it. You could throw him out there on a number one and feel good about it, or you could at a certain point. But I've seen good DBs become great with great pass rush in front of them. If I'm moving on from pass rush, I'm taking my chance on that. And you draft a guy, you go out and find somebody in the draft to help you in that situation, hopefully become a player like that. But you got to find a way to get better. And the one thing that I've seen DJ do is win football games for us. Be that guy that Caleb can have as a go-to for us. Jalen don't matter as much without the pass rush.
Jalen is an interesting name to bring up, because I do agree with you that obviously the more pressure you have up front with the trenches, that makes the back, feel the DBs and your linebackers that much more potent, that much more confident in cutting routes and pass breakups and interceptions and things of that nature. That it helps out those levels of defense, but man, you're taking a chance with letting your clear number one cornerback go, who has been proven in this league. I understand it didn't look right when he came back, and obviously you can sit here and say that he came back too early. You applaud his effort to come back with those hip abductors and the tear that he had.
Oh, 100%. Like I said, I don't hold this season against him.
No,
he never was healthy.
You can tell that his lateral quickness was not there. He got beat too many times where you thought he probably wouldn't have gotten beat if he was fully healthy. But if, to your point, yes, that matters more, where you get the big fish, you get the defensive end that you need, and you improve your line to the point where they're constantly getting pressure on the quarterback, then yes, you don't need the most talented cornerbacks to do their job. Like you just need a good.
You still need talent.
You do, but it doesn't need to be elite. It doesn't, because like what you said, you can turn good cornerbacks into great cornerbacks. You still don't know what you have with Zay Frazier. You could have Kyler Gordon take over a certain role. You could have Tyreek Stevenson probably up his potential or his ability with better pass rush play. And so, do you take that chance? I guess that makes sense, where you take that chance on Jalen leaving, and then you have to get a guy. You have to get your defensive end if you let Jalen go.
And here's the thing that I present to everybody that's sitting there going, Pat, you're absolutely insane. It makes no money. Why would you move on from Jalen Johnson? Yada yada yada. Let's say you go after Max Crosby and you trade multiple picks and you restructure a couple of contracts. You find a way to get the money right with whoever the player is, right? Would you rather have, excuse me, Montez Sweat, Myles Garrett, or Myles Garrett, Jalen Johnson? I would rather have Montez and Myles. Two guys that can create a pass rush, and actually you can't focus in singularly on either one of them because you've got the guy opposite of them.
I might rather have Miles and Austin Booker. I'm sorry. There's a question. There's a potential Austin Booker might actually be coming on strong, bro.
Austin Booker, y'all know DA's looking for his replacement, right?
No, he better not. I don't know why.
Telling you.
I don't know why.
I'm telling you.
I would love.
I keep saying this,
Montez,
right? Austin Booker. Austin, I love Austin. That don't mean DA do. Think about how long it took them to activate him off IR. Think about how long they kind of just kept him on the back burner. Yes, he did come on strong late, and DA still was just kind of like, yeah, listen, man, he does his job out there.
Hair's on fire. Like that's the hey.
I would love it, but we know DA is gonna look for somebody that fits his system more.
To your point,
we can hide our head in the sands about it. We can sit there and go, there's no way you do it. We know.
Yeah, I would definitely keep Montez over Jalen though. Yeah. If it was
now here's the reality of it, right? Maybe you do move on from DJ Moore because of that reason. You want to hold on to Jalen Johnson. You want to have Montez Sweat on the defense. You got to trade DJ Moore in that scenario. Is that a deal that the Raiders are going to want to make if you go after him with the Raiders? Like maybe there is a world where you keep all three of them. Then you have to ask yourself, does Jalen come back healthy? Can you take that chance? Can you take a chance that he returns to the Jalen Johnson that he once was at, what is he now, 29?
Jalen is reaching that big
Jalen Johnson is 20. Oh, Jesus. No, he's still very young. 26 years old.
Yeah.
Damn, why did I think he was older than that? Probably because of how he was moving this year.
Definitely moving like an old man.
So is it worth it for you to keep that money on that defensive side and move on? You got a lot of young wide receivers. There's a conversation to be had there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's set in stone. I know you're moving on from one of the big money pieces. I'd move on from any one of them you need.
I would definitely.
Like whoever it takes to get an elite pass rusher in here, I'm doing it. But you probably get a little bit more depending on who it is if you move on from a guy like Jalen.
Jimmy said, you can have Rashawn Gary. Yeah,
I'm good.
We're good, Jimmy. Keep him.
Hey, Jimmy, you keep him. Yeah, that's all you, buddy.
Yeah, with Jeff Hafley leaving. We're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
But hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Thank you guys for rocking with us as always, man. It's been such a fun season. Some changes may be coming to the Morning Breeze, possibly with some of the things that Jordan JC may have coming up. Hopefully, very good things coming his way. So stay tapped in with us, man. If we have to adjust the schedule or do some things differently, just make sure you stay rocking with us. But for right now, things are going to remain the same. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For Mr. Beat himself, Jordan JC, it is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bed down. One love. Peace.
The best show for Chicago sports.
Pterodactyl Pops with the last second super chat.
Last second super chat in this mug. What do we we got? Pterodactyl Pop said, oh, we got a couple of super chats we missed. Triconda said, go get Max and maybe Josh Hines Allen type. Ooh, I'd be interested in that.
All right.
Pterodactyl Pops with the $10 super chat said, Hell, Sin, Sweat, and JJ and DJ for Garrett and a first.
Oh, Garrett and a first coming back?
Hey.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey.
Whoa.
Hey.
Now you talking about a dream.
You're not getting the first back, but hey. I'd send Sweat, JJ, DJ, AJ, CJ, GJ,
JT,
JT, JC, AB.
Good Lord.
I'd send them PCA. I'd send them Alex Bregman. I'd send them
everybody.
Shota Imanaga. Just sending Cubs here. I'm not sending.
Yeah, I see that. Right? Don't you start. Sickest.